good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to a special Friday update edition of Real News Live with the Mushroom Ladies. Diana and Kristen are going to be on here in just about 5 minutes after I get to the news. Um, where are we at? I guess is what we all want to know. Let me get my news update thing going. We're gonna go right into it because there is no advertising to do today. However, I will say this: if you would like to support the show, you can get over on Rumble and you can Rumble rant, or you can subscribe for a mere $5 a month. That money goes straight to me and Jen. It helps pay for the show. It keeps us, with a roof over our heads and streaming software, as miserable as as my streaming service might be with Cox Cable. However, the good news is they are putting in fiber optic lines in my area. So hopefully in the fall, I get a much better streaming service going. But the reality is, I don't want to be streaming anymore. I don't want to be doing this. I want to be done. So let's look forward to that. You can also super chat us over on Mike Bara 333 on YouTube, where we're also appearing. Let me just quickly drop in the link to Rumble over on my Telegram channel. There's nothing better than a live stream where you're actually watching somebody do tech support in real time. Is there? I mean, it's got to be the best. Let me just copy this share and get it over. But it's weird. There's something weird with my not StreamYard, but Restream software, where it just does not go to it just does not set up a pre placeholder for Rumble. I don't know why, but it does it on YouTube. So here we are. All right, let's get straight to the news. First thing I want to address before I get to the actual news update is to tell you guys there's all these rumors of Doge payments and Social Security payments and birth certificate, birthright payments, and all this stuff coming out right now, August 1st, this weekend. Everybody who gets Social Security payments is going to get this new rate. Now, there is something that Jen has called a birthright payment. Okay, spam risk. I'm not going to answer that. A birthright payment, which is basically all the money you've ever spent that was fraudulent, all the credit card agreements, all the car payments, all the mortgage payments, all that stuff that you're supposed to get that back. And I think that that is a real thing. And there's people talking about how, oh, you're going to get a check delivered by courier, and Trump's going to call it a Doge payment or a tariff rebate payment. I believe these things are coming. I do believe these things are coming, but I have no indication that that's happening this weekend. None. What usually happens with people who are on Social Security is you're going to get a notice at least a month in advance of any change in your Social Security payment. So I would expect, folks, if that happens, that if that is planned, that you will get a notice. However, Donald Trump is focused a lot on August 1st. Today is August 1st. We're here with the new month, new things happening. So hopefully something like that does happen, but I would not expect anything in your inbox or your payments or your bank transfers or anything like that. I get direct deposit, so don't expect anything. Okay. I don't think that's happening quite yet. That sounds like a Nasara Jasara after the gold treaty thing, but you may start getting notifications this month. So if you have any doubts, go to your Social Security and check it out. Okay, so news update. I want to get this stuff to you guys as best as I can. Some of this I'm going to have to paraphrase because I don't want to reveal sources. There is something that happened yesterday that I cannot talk about until somebody else talks about it. But it is very exciting, and it is something we have been waiting for a long time. That's all I can tell you. So let me tell you what's going on. All the funds are in place. There is nothing left to do. From my sources, there is nothing that can stop it. It has to go in the next 72 hours or so. That means Sunday into Monday. That's what I'm hearing. What we're waiting for is a rate or an announcement from Iraq. A rate or an announcement. Now, there are lots of people who say bonds go first, or payments, fines and penalties have to go first, or CMKX has to go first. None of that is true. The rate goes first. The Iraqi dinar rate has to go first. There is a window later today. We passed through a window this morning. A lot of people like Wolvie have been told funds will start to flow out today. Bond people are told that they will get liquid today, or they will get their paperwork signed today. They have not yet had that happen. Money has been released to go to these people, to paymasters and so forth. As far as I know, nobody that I know has received their payment yet. Many, many people are being told payments will be Monday or Tuesday on the bond side of it. If this is a shotgun start, that means we go on Monday or Tuesday. Shotgun means everybody goes at once. Bonds, CMKX, fines and penalties, farm claims, agros, everything. Isaac, who is a bondholder, well known to a lot of people, says he has an appointment on Tuesday. He said this before. What I will tell you about today is this. Watch what time TNT Tony does his live today. And let me just double check that, actually, and see if he has put anything new up. He hasn't. I'm going to make a prediction that Tony is going to schedule his live for right around or just after 8 p.m. Eastern. That's all I'm going to say about that. If we miss today's window, we're back to a Sunday, Monday thing. Now, Bruce last night said he sees a dinar rate, or his people are seeing a dinar rate over $9. I cannot confirm that. Tony's $5.91 from Wednesday's call seems more likely to me for a public rate. Everybody agrees redemption center rates will be higher, but it's up to you whether you want to wait for that. If I can go to a bank up the street this afternoon and turn in my dinar for $5.91, or my option is to wait till Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday to get an appointment and be promised $10 or $9, I'm not waiting. That's me personally. That's what I'm going to do, because I don't have enough dinar to worry about it. All my other currencies and bonds are worth a lot more than the dinar is. But if I were to exchange the dinar that I do have at that rate, I would be set for life. I would live a very happy life. And the last piece of information I cannot share with you because it would reveal too much, and only a few people know it. So what I will say is, again, pay attention to what time Tony goes live today. Let's see what he has to say. And we are still open in the window for today. We're still here. So that's what I got. Actually, I have a lot more than that, but I can't say anything. All right, let's switch over to the mushroom ladies. They're going to come in here and talk about it. I know I have, where are they? MikeBaraPets@gmail.com is the email to contact this lady, Diana. How are you, Diana? And how are you, Kristen? How are you guys doing today?
We're fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Good news.
We might all be rich in the next 3 or 4 days.
I'm telling you, I just got a text from somebody that says, Tony says we're knocking on the door.
Well, I have to agree with that.
Yeah. Mike, we appreciate you so much. We've become good friends over this last couple of years, and I watch you and Jen work so hard at keeping us all grounded, level-headed, informed. Last night we were watching you, and you said something really funny. It was a swear word, and the person that was with me went, "Is he allowed to say that?" I said, "He can say whatever he wants."
Must have started with a C, because I did that a couple days ago.
I think that was it. I think that was it. Yeah.
I don't hold back. That's the thing.
No, you don't. You are genuine. But you know what? For the group that's out there, the audience, the community, what you guys do is just selfless. You give so much, and the community can support you by supporting this platform.
Mhm.
The last show that we did, Kristen shared a very personal story that
Yeah.
I have gotten. I can't tell you the amount of emails we've gotten of people showing her support, but also thanking her and saying they were going to show their kids, their granddaughters, their daughters.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. I think
Yeah.
that's huge.
I agree. And we're reaching more and more people all the time. But again, I don't want to be doing this. I want to retire
I
from talking
know.
about this. I just want to go back and be the alien guy. Speaking of that, I forgot to mention one other thing. You can get tickets for the Las Vegas Alien event coming up on when's it going to? September 12th through the 14th. There's a 2-for-1 special right now on those. So that link is in the description. You can go there and pick those up. Use the discount code 50. That's all. You just type in 50 at checkout. You can get 2-for-1. Last year, Diana and the Mike Bara Pets folks were there. I hope you guys would come again this year. I'll get you a real cheap deal on a table because you're my friend.
Okay,
You want to
I'll
come?
be there. I was
We
going to
are
call you.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are working really hard to get a lot more people there this year. We have got a great speaker lineup. I'm there, so it's going to be awesome.
Of course, you're there. And
David
Marina,
Hunter Childress is going to be there talking about big, giant granite balls in the ocean. So
Marina's coming too, right?
What's that?
Marina's coming also.
That is up in the air at this time.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
she did agree to come, and now she's hemming and hawing. So 24, 25-year-old girls can be a little flaky. So we'll see what happens with that. But you got tickets for from $104. Half of that is like $58 or I don't know, $52. So I don't do math. Math is not my thing. So go there to the link in the description. It's just alienevent.com. You can get 50% off, 2-for-1 tickets. Jen is going to be there on Saturday, joining me at my table. Melissa Morton's going to be there. This is going to be much better than it has been. So please come on down September 12th to 14th. And after the RV happens, I'm just going to buy this event from Dave and start doing it myself and call it something different. But we are going to move on. So yeah,
Right.
I'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I wanted to get in touch with the guy that we did it with last year. We had a lot of fun last year. You definitely were the rock star. I was watching everybody like following you around. It was like kind of cool. Like, I was saying, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah. Well, this will be an interesting year. There's going to be an interesting female client crowd there this year that I'm looking forward to.
Well,
Whether a certain Spanish girl shows up or not, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I really look forward to that, and I will get you a really, really good deal.
Yeah, see what you can find out for me. But you know what we were saying was how incredible this community has been with all the reaching out to Kristen and how powerful what she did last month was.
Yeah.
We also reached out to Fernando and Jennifer, and a portion of all the sales that are done this month on your platform for Mike Bara Pets is going to go to the trafficking group, and we're excited about that. Yeah, we are excited about that because we want to bring attention to that. We also want to support it. So again, we're really thankful for the platform, and for all of you out there, just go to MikeBaraPets.com or any of the things that Mike is showing. They're great things, and support it. Don't give your money to strangers. Don't give your money to the box stores. Give your money to the people that are working their butts off to keep you guys informed. We really appreciate that. Today, I'm going to talk about a couple testimonials. Then Kristen's going to do some testimonials. We're going to also share a few traveling with your pets tips. We have an incredible little traveling with your pets checklist that if anybody would like a copy of it, you can email me at mikebarapets@gmail.com. And not only will I send you the traveling with your pets checklist, I'll also send you a very long document on everything you need to think about when you're traveling with your animals. But let's start with testimonials. First of all, look at this little baby. Can you guys see this baby? Look at this little thing.
Oh,
is that the cutest thing ever?
Yeah.
But here's the story. This little Yorkie saw us a little over a year ago. His mommy and him were watching, and the baby had a collapsed trachea and did not have a good prognosis. Put this baby on our special sauce. We're a year later. She's doing fantastic. But then other things happened. Mama got sick. Mama reached out to us and said, "This is what's going on. Can you help me?" I said, "Absolutely." We figured out what she needed. We put her on the Enforce product, and she did a major turnaround. And then 2 weeks ago, they reached back out to me and said, now the father has some serious, very serious issues. What do we suggest? And I sat there and thought to myself, wow, in this little family, we've helped the dog, the mommy, and the daddy. And I love the fact that they felt comfortable enough to call us and say, "Hey, we've had such good luck with our puppy. We had such good luck with mama. Now we need help for dad." And
Mhm.
and then last night I got a text from them saying, "Can you pray for our husband? He just got taken to the hospital. They think he's going to be okay, but thank you for all your support." That means the world to us. That just
Yeah.
means the world to us, that we can have that kind of impact. We also have a really cute story from Meg. Meg has an older pup, her and her husband, and this dog was lazy, old, and just kind of laying around, like just laying around, not doing much. They put the dog on mush ponies. She said 2 weeks later, "I don't know if we made a mistake. This dog's in all kinds of trouble. He's getting into everything." And then she said, "We had company over and he ran into our bedroom and went into the closet and got into the dirty clothes and pulled out my husband's drawers and brought him out." And I mean, it was just so funny. She said, "I don't know if I like this pup or the old pup that wasn't doing anything." But that just tells you the dog feels better. And when
Yeah.
they feel better, they do more and they get rambunctious. And he's been laying around for a while. So that was a great story. And then one of the other ones, and then Kristen's got some great ones. We had a dog that we took care of for 7 years, Flash. And Flash died at 20, a dachshund. And it was a really sad, sad thing. And we really felt close to this animal because we felt like we had helped him a lot in 7 years. They have gotten a new puppy, a new dachshund named Dash. And they called and said, Flash has a new baby brother, Flash in heaven, and his name is Dash, and he's 8 weeks old. And we want to start him out right. Is it too soon to put them on the mushrooms? Well, I got to tell you, that was a great question, because no, it's not too soon. Get that foundation solid. It's no different than building a house. If your foundation is solid, the house has something solid to sit on. And so for anybody who's got a young pup or a real healthy dog and you think, "Oh, I don't need anything yet," do some preventative maintenance. And with this little baby who has to develop every bone, every piece of hair, every muscle, every joint, every organ in 18 months, give that immune system some extra support. So we started that little baby on some special sauce. I get to see it next week. I can't wait. But again, these testimonials warm our heart, and Kristen has some great ones. So Kristen, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Diana. And I just want to remind everyone, these stories that I'm going to be sharing with you that people have sent into us are really incredible, what's happened. And Diana and I, we're not doctors, we're not veterinarians. These mushrooms that we're encouraging people to take and to give to their pets, they're not a cure for anything. They don't treat anything. They're just foods that feed the immune system. And then the immune system's what's going in and repairing, rebuilding, restoring, rebalancing, regulating everything that's happening in the body. So I just wanted to say that before I read these next ones, because they're really incredible. So the first text I got was from Tom, who has had neuropathy for several years now. And every time he'd go to the doctor, which was every 2 to 3 months, his numbers would double. No matter what they tried, they exhausted all of their options, and his numbers were doubling every single time. So he started taking the Enforce, which is the green bottle, and the Enforce Clarity, which is the blue bottle, together. He was taking 6 of the Enforce capsules a day and 2 of the Clarity tablets a day. Thank you, Vanna.
Yeah.
And he went to the doctor 3 months later, and his numbers only increased by 25%. So the doctor was really excited about that. He said that that was progress because it showed that the neuropathy progression was slowing down drastically. It had only increased to 5.4. That's what his number came back at. Well, 2 months later, he just let me know. He went back to the doctor for a follow-up, and his number dropped to 3.4. So that's really encouraging, because when these things are progressing in the body, sometimes people, if the numbers don't reverse immediately, they think, oh, my body is not doing the right things. But really, it's like a train. You got to slow it down before you can stop it and then reverse it. And so that's what happened with Tom. And then I have Pat, whose husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer in December. They also found cancer in the bone and lymph glands in the abdomen. His PSA number was 394 when he was first tested in December, which is astronomical for PSA. There was a large blood clot in his left leg with a lot of pain and swelling all the way to the groin, and he was in the hospital for a week. They started the chemo treatments the following week, along with shots and meds to try to kill the cancer. He was very sick and very weak. Well, in January, he started taking the Inforce Plus, which is the yellow bottle, and he was taking 10 of them a day. His lab results, yes, that one. His lab results started improving drastically. His hemoglobin went to normal levels, and they stopped the shot for that. Then his PSA went from 394 to 71. Then the next visit in late February, we asked the doctor what the PSA was, and he looked at the lab report very puzzled. And the words were, well, this has got to be an error because this is miracle type stuff. It can't be 7.1. We need to check again. So they figured it was just an error. So another 2 weeks later, they saw the doctor again for the update, and she walked in beaming and said, it wasn't an error. You started at 394, went down to 71, and it actually was 7.1 after all.
So I know. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead and finish, Kristen. But I want to ask you a question.
That's not all. So then he goes back again recently. His numbers were so good that they just did a PET scan to see where he was with everything. His PSA levels are down to 0.1 from 394. And the PET scan came back, showed no hot spots anywhere, not in the prostate, the bladder, the lymph glands, or bone where it had been before. So they're just bewildered and astonished. Oh, what were you going to say?
Well, Deion Sanders, famous football player, Hall of Famer, one of the best defensive backs in NFL history, was a big jabber. And since he did that in 2021, he's had 2 or 3 toes amputated, and he just had his bladder removed from bladder C. And I also have a friend who's got who's fighting a prostate cancer. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a gift for him, birthday gift, and I'm going to send him a couple bottles of this. Diana, if we can set that up afterwards. Yeah. His isn't bad. He's not, it's well controlled through conventional treatments, but let's get him on this 10 pills a day and see what happens. And I'll let you know. Maybe we'll have another success story with my friend.
Well, and here's the other important thing, Mike, about what you're saying. We had a gentleman named Harold who had been on our product with prostate cancer for 2 years, and
Oh, we lost her.
Maybe she's just hesitating.
Maybe she's thinking.
Where'd she go? All right.
Well, I do know about Harold. So he was on the product for 2 years, and the same thing happened with him. His numbers went down dramatically. And then all of a sudden, when Diana had seen his wife in the store, asked him how he was doing, and she said the prostate numbers had gone back up. And so Diana asked, well, has he been taking the mushrooms? And she said for several months, they went to Walmart and he saw turkey tail mushroom at Walmart and got that instead.
Yeah.
And started taking that instead. Oh, we have
right. And that's the difference. That's the difference in the quality. The reason why you guys work with this company is because of the quality and the purity of the product, right?
Go ahead. It's the strain. There's 200 strains of turkey tail, and it's the strain. And this guy ended up going back on our product, and July 4th, he was at our house, and his numbers have started falling again, back in line. And, it's kind of funny because I was joking with him and said, so how did saving a few bucks work for you? And he just said, I'm so embarrassed. I can't even tell you. And I'm like,
yeah. I mean, he's lucky because, this is your life we're talking about. So if
Mhm.
something's
Yep.
working, man, there's an old saying in football, if something is working, you keep doing it until the cows come home. If you're running a ball, you keep running the ball. You don't start throwing it. Same thing with this, and same thing with your health, folks. If something's working, keep doing it. And I know you both have personal stories
Yeah.
of using the human products, which are the Enforce, the Clarity, the Versicolor, the Restore, the Plus, in your own lives. And again, we can't use the C word, but let's face facts. You guys are dramatically healthier than you were when you started. So
It's funny, Mike. I have people that come up to me all the time and they'll go, I just can't believe like how healthy you look. And my numbers are just incredible. And I literally was at a place in 2020 when I got diagnosed with the big C that I thought, oh, what's going to happen to me? What's next? And within 1 month on the Coriel's Versicola, which is the green bottle, I went into remission. But I also did chemotherapy. And I tell this story over and over because almost every show that we're on, Mike, I get a call from someone who says, oh my God, I heard your testimonial. Will you talk to my aunt? Will you talk to my brother? Will you talk to me? Whatever. And yes, I will, because I want to share and I want to help. But during chemotherapy, I never threw up. I didn't lose my hair. I didn't look like a chemo patient. Kristen was there. She knows. I literally looked as healthy as ever and came through chemotherapy with numbers better than what I started. And that's impossible because your body gets completely ravaged from chemotherapy. But as my body was being destroyed, my immune system was so strong and had so much support. It was rebuilding.
yeah,
It was crazy, and
yeah.
Kristen has a immune therapy, problem that you fixed.
Yeah, I had a condition that over several years, I didn't know what it was. It was just progressing. I developed a gluten intolerance, a dairy intolerance. I was losing weight. I was down to 104 pounds and I'm 5'9". So I pretty much looked emaciated. Diana remembers. I had no
Leaner
energy.
than you are now because you're a beanpole right now.
No, it
You're a tall beanpole, by the way.
was not good. And no appetite. And I would be shaking all the time, just tired all the time, super depressed, and no willpower. And I started having these little seizures. And that's actually what made me go to the doctor, was because that's when I realized this is really far out of my control. And because I wasn't able to drive. And I went to the doctor. They drew my blood work. Sure enough, autoimmune marker was present. And my antithyroid globulin levels, which were supposed to be less than 1, were 522. So he said, okay, we need to figure out what this is so that we can manage whatever condition you have. So I started on the testing. Well, at that same time, I started taking the Enforce, the green bottle. I would take 6 capsules a day, 3 in the morning right when I woke up, 3 at night right before I went to bed. I didn't change anything else, not my exercise, not my diet, nothing else changed. And I started, it wasn't like this, oh yeah, I instantly feel better. The first thing I noticed is I never had another seizure again. From the first time I started taking those capsules, I never again had another seizure. And then it was a gradual progression. I felt happier. My appetite started coming back and I was wanting to eat. I wasn't shaking as badly. I wasn't taking as many naps. And it was just this gradual progression over time. Well, 5.5 months later, I'm pretty much feeling back to normal. I go to the endocrinologist to start that portion of the testing. And he looks at me and he's like, you look fine. I was like, I feel great. So he took my blood. Sure enough, autoimmune marker was gone. My antithyroid globulin levels were back below 1. My vitamin D deficiency I've had my whole life, gone. My vitamin B deficiency I've had my whole life, gone. So he said it didn't even look like blood work from the same person. So they just stopped. He was just like, well, whatever was happening in your body has resolved itself. And we never even figured out what it was. But my gluten intolerance, I eat gluten every day now. Ever since I found out that autoimmune marker was gone, not intolerant to dairy. I have no issues. I used to take an allergy pill every day. Haven't taken an allergy pill in over 6 years. I used to take ibuprofen 3 to 5 times a week because I'm an athlete. Haven't taken even an ibuprofen in over 6 years. So our bodies are able to do so much for itself. It can really repair and resolve and rebalance everything on its own. And I also wanted to share what happened with my friend Carrie, who sent over to me. She helps to rescue kittens and cats in Las Vegas. It's a really big problem. And so she had 3 kittens trapped on the streets of Las Vegas, and they didn't go to adoptions because they had really serious upper respiratory issues. She started giving them the special sauce and no antibiotics, which they would normally have to be on antibiotics for 10 days. And it's $65 per kitten and then $50 per kitten just for the antibiotics. So it's $115 per kitten she would have had to pay. Well, instead, she started giving them the special sauce. The sneezing and the coughing went away after 4 days.
Yeah. I feel bad. I can't get Miss Fluffy Muffy here. She's sitting right here with me to take the special sauce. I can't get her to take anything. She won't even eat tuna. Like, just no special sauce involved. Cats? We know how finicky cats are.
Yeah.
I'd like to get her on something because she has one thing I'm concerned about is that when I pull on her fur, like big tufts of hair are coming out, and that can sometimes be an indication, I think, of kidney problems. She's 15. She's going to be 15 this month on the 29th, at least. Yeah, she's 15. So,
I have an idea.
Tricks? Yeah, what tricks can we use?
I have an idea. We have the cat canned food, and I have known of no cat who has walked away from our canned food.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So get me some of that.
Let me send you some canned food,
all right,
and we'll disguise the super sauce in it. But start with a little teeny tiny bit the first couple of days, like a drop. Because this is a different smell for the cat. Mushrooms are not something normal for them. So my sister, who I'm with right now, she went through like a 2-week period where the cat just kept throwing the food onto the ground. I mean, literally throwing the food on the ground. And we had to work really hard to get the cat to finally want it. But like Kristen, what happened after yours started finally eating it? Now she cries for it, right?
Oh, it begs me for it. And won't eat anything else. It's really funny. But like you said, they're creatures of familiarity. You have to get them used to it. We can't just be like, here, eat this. And they're like, excuse me? Yeah. Are you talking to me?
We're going to get to questions. We're going to get to questions here in a second. I wanted, after we do the pet traveling tips, but we got a question. What's in the green bottle? It's the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, but I think it's important for you guys to say that there's a recommended dosage, but you guys both did a lot more than the recommended dosage for your issue because it's just a mushroom and you can't overdose on it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I know when I was faced with what I was faced with, I was scared. And the normal dosage for me would have been 3, which is what I take now. I tripled up. If the budget allows, double up, triple up if your condition is more serious than just something like, oh, I've got some allergies or I've got a little eczema or I've got a little bit of psoriasis. No. Yeah. When you're facing something catastrophic, you've got to take like DEFCON 5 measures. You can't just,
right. And you were
I was scared. I didn't know what else to do. And we all know the story of Nancy Joe. She was checked into hospice, took 15 a day, and 2 months later checked out of hospice. We're 2.5 years later, and she's off in Europe visiting her great grandbaby.
Still with us.
2.5 years.
So a couple questions. I have a friend I used to work with on Uncovering Aliens TV show, Maureen Ellsbury, and she's been sick for years, and they can't figure out what's going on. It's kind of they've thought it might be an autoimmune thing, like Kristen, like you were saying, like yours was. If I was to recommend this to her, and I'm just going to reach out to her, which one would you suggest that I tell her to start with? And
just the green bottle. The green bottle, it's the least expensive one. That's just the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. Now, if you're not dealing with anything and you want to try it, we recommend 1 capsule for every 50 pounds. Like Diana said, if you're dealing with something autoimmune or just any real health concerns, we recommend doubling or tripling that amount just until things start getting resolved in the body. Then you can just go down to the normal amount. But if you're dealing with something more catastrophic, like what Diana was dealing with, definitely want to triple or quadruple it if possible, Just again, when you first get started and then you just go down to the regular amount, I consider this mushroom, it's no different from a mushroom you'd eat on a salad. It doesn't interact with any medications or treatments, can't get addicted, can't overdose. There aren't any side effects. There are hundreds of published studies that have been done over decades. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can have access to a lot of those studies. But I consider it a food. It is a food that I eat every single day. And just like all foods, some foods when you eat them make you feel bad. Some foods when you eat them make you feel good. This is a good food that will make your body feel good because it will start modulating
And
that
that's
immune
another
system.
thing to
It's not
emphasize too. This isn't medicine, it's food. So it's basically food. So that's
Right.
food that your body craves.
But in
food.
Japan, it's actually classified as a medicine, and it's used as a protocol to treat the big C by the medical world in Japan. Never going to happen here.
Yeah.
Because we synthesize it.
Yeah, I'll reach out to her today. We don't talk much, but I'll reach out to her today and
Awesome.
tell her to give it a shot and hope that she does. You know, some people that you just can't talk to, but you know, hopefully she'll listen. So one other thing I wanted to ask you before we moved on to the pet travel tips is it's okay for big dogs. You can give them. Oh, actually, we had two questions. For big dogs, you can give them the mush ponies, which are for horses, right? For big greyhounds and things like that, and stuff like that. And then also, Wayne had a question. You know, if you order for cats by mistake, will it be okay for dog sauce? Can a dog have the cat's special sauce? So, two questions here.
Yeah, it is formulated differently. It's species specific. So a small amount, like if you gave a cat dog sauce or a dog cat sauce, a small amount of it's not going to be a problem. But if it's something that you're doing regularly, that can create digestive, it could have digestive impact.
We have 100% money back guarantee. So Wayne, if you just want to reach out to me, we'll switch it out for you. No problem.
Yeah, Wayne, and they'll swap it out or something.
Just email me at MikeBaraPets@gmail. We'll make sure we just switch it out for you.
Yeah, which is right down there at the bottom.
Yeah, it's not to hurt your animal, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. It's not going to hurt them, but definitely we can switch it out so that you can get the species specific formula that is meant for your dogs.
Okay. Good. We'll get that resolved. So let's talk about, let me get it up here on the screen. Let's talk about your travel checklist for dogs and pets.
You know, it's a really fun time of year when families are going on vacation. They're wrapping up summer. They're taking their animals with them. A lot of times they make those decisions. Do we board them? Do we take them with us? And it's a tough decision. I know we would not dream of going anywhere without our dog. We owe it to our dog. You know, he's part of our family. It'd be like leaving one of the kids at home, like Home Alone, right? And so we have to make sure, though, that if we're Kristen like that, she's laughing.
I want to train my cat to booby trap our house.
There you go. She probably could. And so there are some simple things you can do with traveling. First of all, the most important thing you do is to keep them healthy. The second most important thing you do is, to keep them safe. Keeping them safe is the most important thing you can do. Then healthy, then happy. Okay, happiness is the third thing. So some of the things we're going to suggest might not make them too happy, but it's going to keep them safe and healthy. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you are tethering your animal in the car. There is no excuse to be driving down the car with your animal running free. You get into an accident, the dog goes flying through the window, or in one case was sitting on mommy's lap, flew up into her face because of the airbag, killed the dog, and broke bones in her face. There's just no excuse for that. These animals deserve to be seatbelted in or crated just like us. It's not that hard to do, and they'll be fine with it. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you are, to keep them safe, you want to make sure that you always have them tethered in some fashion, whether it's 100-foot lead. Like people go, oh, I want my animal to run and play and have fun. Okay, let them run and play and have fun on a 100-foot leash. We had a dog in the Vegas Valley running and playing, 18-month-old golden doodle, the cutest dog you've ever seen. A military helicopter came out of nowhere, spooked the dog took off. There were search teams for weeks trying to find this baby. We were actually part of the search team. never found the baby. We think probably a coyote found it. If they had been on a tether, they could have wheeled him back in. You know, there's a snake that pops up. Your dog's going to go after it. You could reel the dog back in. You're in the water swimming and there's a current and the dog gets swept away. If he was on a tether, you could reel him back in. So again, keep your dog safe. There's so many things you can do to keep them safe. Also, know the local threats. In Florida, there is a toad that if my little 20-pound dog or Barkley walked up and sniffed, it would kill him.
Wow. I
Think
did not
about
know
that.
that.
No,
I stay out of Florida. Everything in Florida wants to kill you.
I know. Everything's like Australia. Everything will kill you.
Florida,
Yeah.
Australia.
So that's really important that you know that. There's also right now in many of the lakes around the country a algae bloom that is poisonous to dogs. So we go to the lake, we're all swimming in the lake, we want our dog to jump in, and then we end up having a dead dog because he got the algae bloom. So what do? Call the local veterinarians of where you're going and say, look, I'm traveling with my dog. What do I need to know? What are the local threats? Also, remember, if your dog does get bit or stung by something, if you can get a picture of it to send to the local hospital, you'll be able to find out because they know the local indigenous animals. They know. There's so many little things like this to keep them safe. Make sure you have a go bag with food and his medicines, if there's any medicines that they take, with a tick puller, because if you get a tick, you got to take it off the right way or it's worthless to try to take it off. Make sure that you have all natural pest repellents. Like where we live, we don't use pest repellents because no fleas are stupid enough to live in Vegas, right? But they'll live in Mississippi or they'll live in other places where it's moist, and then your dog can get infested. So make sure you're taking an all natural. I suggest Wondercide. I love Wondercide. I think it's an amazing product. But again, keep them safe. That's number one. Number two is happy and healthy. Healthy. How do you keep them healthy? Bring water with you or switch the water to something you can buy on the road. Because if you switch their water, they're going to get diarrhea. They're already stressed out. They already are excited, happy, scared, everything. And now you've changed my water. Don't change their food. Make sure that you have enough of it with you so that you can keep their diet regulated, their little tummies regulated, and all of that. Also, making sure that you have with you some kind of a chill doggy type product. Our chill doggy is amazing to calm them down. My dog gets motion sickness. And I will tell you, if it wasn't for the chill doggies, Cody throws up every time we go on whoop-de-doos and every time we go around mountains, he throws up. But like Kristen said, a lot of dogs just get so excited because the family's excited. They're excited. Everybody's excited. It's vacation time. Chill doggies.
Barkley, every time Dave and I go out in the evening, like tonight, we're going to go see the Naked Gun movie. Barkley gets anxiety, gets agitated. I drop him one of these. I throw it to him right as we close the door and he's barking his head off. And then I'll check on my Simply Safe monitor and he's just crashed out like an hour later. So
I love it. I have to show you a picture or two in a minute here. Hold on. So the other thing is that you want to make sure you have visible ID on them. Yes, they're microchipped in a lot of cases, but if they get loose, you're in a hotel or an RV park or a park, no, those people there don't have a microchip reader. So have a phone number that's current. If you're at an RV park or you're at a hotel, put your room number on it. Because then your animal is going to get returned to you faster than if it has to go to the vet or, somebody else has to read something that may not happen. Mm-hmm. So that's very important. The other thing is that you want to make sure that they're happy. So how do we keep them happy? It's not that hard. Bring bedding or towels or blankets or toys unwashed, so that they have the familiarity of smell. Like if you're leaving them in a hotel room or in an RV, put them in a crate, keep them safe so they don't get in trouble, and give them something that makes them happy. Make sure that you're bringing their bowl and water bowl from home because they're animals of habit. And if you change their water bowl, that can also do a little bit of stress too. The other thing that you want to make sure you do is have medical records with you, have shot records with you. Some places require that you show them shot records. Have a folding crate with you. If you are evacuated, and I've been evacuated twice on vacation in fires, if you don't have a crate, your dog's not going into the evacuation center. And I don't know about you, but I'd be standing outside in the tornado with my pup if I couldn't take him in. So little things like that. There's so many things that you guys can do. But I want to say, most important, be a good steward of the environment. If your dog poops in the desert and you think, oh, it's the desert, that is one of the worst things you can leave behind for the indigenous animals. It's poisonous to some donkeys, horses, some of the goats, some of the things that are wandering burrows. They're not meant to eat that. And it literally will cause problems. So pick up their poop, even though you think, oh, we're out in the desert, or, oh, no, just pick it up. Be a good steward. Obey the leash laws. Another thing that's really important. I have a dog who, if a friendly dog comes up to him, my dog will get in a fight with him. And so people go, well, my dog's friendly. Yeah, well, yours is, mine isn't. And
Barkley's like that. It's like 25% of the dogs he gets along with great, but 75% he just gets into it for, it might even be 30 seconds. It's okay. And then he just goes after him. And I don't get it. I don't get what
they just think, oh, my dog's friendly. Well, that's good. I'm glad yours is friendly. But if he comes up to my dog, we're going to have a problem. And it's not fair to either dog. So keep him on a leash. I just have to show this picture because Christine on Trina's show gave her dog chill doggies. And she said, oh, my God, 4th of July, my dog's usually a wreck. He was walking around the house like Snoop Dogg. And then she sends me this picture of her dog.
Snoop Dogg dog.
Yeah, her Snoop Dogg dog on chill doggies.
Yeah, chill doggies.
Funny. It was so funny. So anyhow, just be aware, you guys. If you're traveling with your animal, make it a great experience. There's a ton of different helpful hits on this little travel checklist. Email me. I can send you the whole article, the whole thing. I've written it for a few publications, and I'm getting some really good response from it. But we just want our little babies to go with us and have a great time instead of going with us. The mushroom website is MikeBaraPets.com. MikeBaraPets.com. So, Kristen, if you want to take a few minutes and go over the product line, and then we can do whatever you want, Mike. We can take some.
I wanted to get to questions, but
let's go. We can go to some questions. That's fine.
Can we do that? Okay, because I got to go pick up my car.
No problem.
Okay, I've got a bunch of them saved here. It's MikeBaraPets.com, or you can send Diana an email, MikeBaraPets@gmail.com, and she is a certified pet nutritionist, so she's really good at this. Militiaman and Crew. Militiaman and Crew is just Militiaman, by the way. Yeah. Said something was in the Gazette yesterday. He is correct. That's all I'm going to say about that. Bruce didn't say it was Social Security payments. He said the tariff payments, but they'll be direct deposited to Social Security recipients. So same thing. Not their tariff, not Doge payments, tariff rebates. Okay, great. Okay, thank you for sharing the news updates. Okay, I'm trying to get to the pet questions.
Someone said there's a toad like that in southern Arizona also. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Okay, Gina Skinner. My dog is a 10-year-old pit bull mix. He had a lump on her left side, and she was in need to order more on Mush Ponies for 11 days, and that lump has gone down. So, success story. Good. All right.
And we hear that a lot with pitties. The pit bulls are prone to the lymphomas, and we hear that a lot with the pit bulls and allergies. They get horrible allergic reactions, and we see really good responses with the pit bulls.
Okay. Okay, so ladies, what is your recommendation for skin issues, especially eczema and psoriasis? I think this is human. These are human-based questions, these first ones.
Yeah, I recommend the Inforce, the regular Inforce. And let me just show you. I think I have the picture.
I was hoping you did.
Oh, I do. So this is Keith. He is 140 pounds, and I just want to bring it up because he actually sent over to me what happened for him, and I want to make sure that I'm saying this all correctly. But this was an issue that he was dealing with for several years, about 4 years. the psoriasis was getting worse and worse. And then 2 years ago, it really ramped up and started going crazy to the point of where it covered 90% of his body. Very aggressive. He said almost overnight it consumed my arms, the palms of my hand, my upper torso got much worse, and my legs got worse. And that's when I knew I needed to find a solution. So he ordered the Enforce, just the green bottle, and he was taking 6 a day. He took 3 of the Enforce capsules in the morning when he woke up, 3 at night before he went to bed. He's 140 pounds, so that's right. It's double the recommended amount. And these were his results. Immediately, this is after 30 days. So you can see his arm, how this was before. Oh, this was before. And this is after only 30 days of 6 Enforce. And then he also sent over his torso.
Big improvement there, too.
Could you imagine how miserable that poor man was? Oh.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable and painful for him. And then just his, your self-esteem and not wanting to go out because you're just covered. It was really hard on him. And he's one of the ones that spent thousands of dollars on creams and lotions and supplements and all of these different things. And it was this little, $39 bottle of mushroom was the thing that gave his immune system what he needed to go to whatever the source was that was creating that in the first place.
That's great. And that's just the immune system booster. So the immune system took care of it for him. Happy Yappy Home says, what would be the best product for my dachshund, Oscar, who's been dealing with very itchy skin?
Special sauce. This is so amazing. Not only does this have the mushroom, which all of our dog products have the mushroom in it, they also have naturally sourced glucosamine, chondroitin, and keratin, which helps with their hip and joints. But the special sauce has a special skin and coat support. So if you've got an animal that's dealing with skin and coat issues, lots of itching, and that itching could be caused from allergies, which the mushroom is going to help the immune system handle. So you've got like 3 different things happening. This is very affordable. It's under $10 a month. Great product, and the dog will love it.
Yeah, Barkley, I give that to Barkley every day now. You sent me some special sauce a couple months ago, and I just mix it in with some canned chicken from Costco, and he just wolfs it down every day.
Nice.
And takes the special sauce. So yeah, it's a good deal, and I'm looking forward to his continued good health. He's 12 or 13.
Barkley has long hair, and that body has to support that. And he's getting older. So why not give his body a little extra support so it's not so hard for him, right?
Yeah, right.
There are extra minerals in that sauce that will help as well.
Yeah, good. How do we get the products, Greg? Hopefully you got it. MikeBaraPets.com, MikeBaraPets.com. Link is in the description. Links in the chat. I put it in the chat, and right there at the bottom of the screen is the place to go. So Janelle says, my dog has cancer. Is there something I can give her? What do you guys recommend?
It depends on the breed. If we're talking about a little tiny dog, I would go right for the special sauce. If we're talking about a mid-sized dog, I would go with the Mush Puppies Plus. And we now have added the Mush Puppies Plus in a soft chew. So for the dogs that have teeth issues, we have a soft chew now. If it's a big dog, then give them a half of a mush pony a day. All of these products have the Coriellus versicolor mushroom in them. Penn State University Veterinarian School has put in writing, if your dog has cancer and takes the Coriellus versicolor mushroom, it will live longer and healthier. Quote unquote. That's a pretty doggone bold statement for a veterinarian school to say. They got some pushback on that, and that they had to make sure every I was dotted, every T was crossed before they publicized that.
Now that's great news, though. But yeah, those are the two: the special sauce and Mush Puppies Plus. They need a soft chew. You can get them to soft chew. That's great.
Yep.
Over on X, Molly's on X. Do you have anything for diabetes and weight loss? I don't know if you're asking about pets or human beings, but I think it's human beings. So let's go to that. What would you say? That obviously the Enforce Restore is great for diabetes, right?
Yeah, the maitake mushroom's helpful for liver and pancreas support. So I recommend getting a bottle of that, just taking 2 of those a day. But then on top of that, there's a combination of 2 other mushrooms that have been very helpful, and a lot of studies have been done on them. The Coriolis versicolor mushroom, which is the green bottle. You can take 4 to 6 capsules of these a day to help the immune system go address what's happening in the body, because the weight issue could be so many things. It could be stress, it could be hormone related, it could be related to so many different things, but the immune system knows what's causing it, and it knows what it needs to do to help you maintain that healthy weight that's right for your body. And so the Coriolis versicolor will help with that. And then I also recommend the Clarity, which is the blue bottle. This is the lion's mane mushroom. And this is great for nerve and brain support mostly, but there are several studies that have been done on how this helps you to maintain a healthy weight. Our friend Kurt was taking a combination of these 2. He was taking 8 of these a day and 4 of these a day, but he's about a little over, he was about 250 pounds, a little more than that at the time. And he was taking 50 to 80 units of insulin every day for his diabetes. And over time, it just kept going down and going down and going down, and went down to 20 units, to the point where about 8 months later, he had lost 70 pounds and he was no longer taking insulin at all.
For Dave Bara, who is on insulin, you're saying the green, the blue, and the red combination for Dave, right?
Yep.
And would you go over the recommended dosage, or just go with the recommended dosage?
Not with the blue and the red. I would just go the recommended one tablet for every 50 pounds. But for the green, I would definitely go over the recommended. I would at least double it, because the immune system is primary. It knows exactly what to do. So we need to give it that support first. And then these complementary mushrooms will just work together with it in a synergy to help accelerate.
I'll see if I can get him to be consistent with it. That's the biggest problem with Dave, is he's not consistent.
Janelle, this is the product you'd want for the boxer. Janelle, you would want the mush ponies and then cut them in half.
I would also recommend the chill doggies as well. Giving them a half of a chill doggy or a whole chill doggy a day. The lion's mane mushroom in that has the same effect on dogs as it does on people.
Chill doggies, and what was the one, Diana?
Mush ponies.
Mush
ponies. Yes.
Chill doggies and mush ponies for the dogs.
Someone said on here that they had a hard time cutting them in half, so they just gave the dog the whole one. It's a financial thing. If you can afford $30 a month, give them a whole one. You're not going to hurt them. But if you want to, keep the budget under $15, then cut them in half. I found if you take a cleaver to it and you just rock it on a cutting board, they cut pretty easily.
Yeah, and that's important fact. They are dental treats, so they are baked a little bit longer to keep their jaws and their teeth healthy and strong. So that's why they're a little bit harder. It helps to scrape off biofilm and give them tartar and plaque control as well.
Okay. John Gises says, what do you recommend for arthritis? Again, I think he's speaking about human beings.
Well, I'll tell you, we have a fantastic story about a girl with rheumatoid arthritis who was so bad, and she was only 40 something. She could hardly move in the morning. It took her 2 hours to get moving. Poor little thing. And we started her, and she was allergic to mushrooms. That's the other part of the story that's so great. She was allergic to mushrooms. We talked to her doctor. Her reaction was just breaking out in hives. It wasn't like she went into anaphylactic shock. So we thought it would be worth the risk. We started her slowly, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 a day. And about a month and a half, 2 months, she called me one morning at 8 o'clock in the morning and said, I just wanted you to know that I'm at work. And I thought, well, why are you telling me this? Until I realized it was 8 o'clock in the morning. She said, I've been getting up every morning. I don't need 2 hours to get ready. I had to have all my rings resized because I quit swelling up. And she's 4 years now without one flare up. And it's because of the anti-inflammatory property that the mushroom has, and the fact that it goes into the immune system and tells the immune system, wake up, do your job, and the immune system does the rest. But Angela is a great success story. We've seen this a lot with our arthritis.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could either take the Inforce, which is the green bottle, or you can take the Inforce Plus, which is the yellow bottle. Both will help with, especially like rheumatoid arthritis.
I'm having a lot of hip pain from all the sitting I'm doing, like my sciatica, and I'm getting chiropractic adjustments, but maybe I'll start taking the Plus to help with that. You don't want to just treat the symptom. You want to treat the cause, right?
Exactly. And the plus, the difference with the plus is it's not that it's stronger with the Coriolus versicolor, but it has the added effect of the reishi mushroom. If you're on blood thinners, you might want to avoid that product because it does have a little bit of blood thinning capability. But if your heart and your cholesterol numbers are all intact, then just go with the green bottle. And there was someone on here that asked about a consultation. Absolutely. Email me. I'm more than happy to talk to you and help you a little bit make the decision.
Yeah, it's MikeBaraPets@gmail.com. You write to Diana. Is dog sauce okay for cats? We talked about this earlier, Molly. I don't. It's not really a good idea to mix the two special sauces.
Not going to hurt them, but you're not going to get the benefit that you should get.
Yeah. So MJ says green bottle for eczema and psoriasis. Then, depending on severity, increase the dosage. Correct.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, Molly also asked over on X, I have a friend trying to get pregnant and has had miscarriages in the past. Any recommendations to help with pregnancy?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about Christy's baby as soon as your dog quits barking over there, Kristen. I can hear him.
He had a recommendation. He is. People are so scared of him. So thank you, sir. Okay, so pregnant and had miscarriages. It depends on what's causing that. And again, it could be so many different things happening in the body. The immune system is always the first place that you want to go. It is given to us by God. It's built into the body. It knows exactly what's wrong. It's intelligent. It knows exactly what to do to fix it. But it a lot of times is so weak or compromised that it's just not functioning optimally or working to its fullest potential. So first and foremost, I would definitely start getting this Coriolus versicolor mushroom into your system so that it can help the body. If it's something that needs to be repaired, maybe the immune system helps to repair the different parts of the body. If it's maybe hormones that need to be regulated or rebalanced, the immune system helps to do that. Now, I have a friend who was taking the Enforce while she was pregnant with her son and had a beautiful pregnancy. And she was also taking it while she was nursing. And I don't know if you remember when that respiratory virus went through
RSV, I think.
RSV, and all the babies got RSV at the same time. Well, at that time, Henry was 9 months old, and he was the only baby in the entire nursery that didn't get sick.
Right. And
he was taking that, and he was breastfeeding. So yeah.
And we also had a girl that had severe mastitis. I mean, it was like really bad. And so she started on the Enforce and cleared it up in 24 hours instead of going on an antibiotic, which meant she could no longer breastfeed, right?
Wow. Okay. What one product is helpful for German Shepherd digestive systems? Good question.
I recommend the special sauce.
Or the mush pony. Both are going to be great. Both are going to be great. You're going to have a lot of this for GSD because they're big. So maybe you could do a little combination, right?
But those additional minerals that are in that special sauce and also the higher moisture content are going to help to rebalance the microbiome.
The mush ponies and the special sauce. Okay.
German Shepherd dogs have so many genetic problems. This dog, as it gets past 7 or 8 years old, is going to have hip issues. It's going to need the glucosamine, chondroitin, keratin with our products. It's just going to need it. I mean, and they also get lymphomas. They have a high predisposition to cancer. I mean, we really need to get these German Shepherd dogs on products sooner than later.
Yeah. So Barkley has intermittent hip problems. Like it's hard for him. You can see it's hard for him to get up off the floor, especially in the morning. So is it just special sauce just still the best thing for him?
Yeah, isn't he doing mush puppies too?
He's doing well. Yeah, I'm out of them right now, but mush puppies,
they're on their way.
Mojos, and now special sauce. I've got them.
Yeah, I would definitely make sure he gets special sauce and mush puppies plus. Maybe even up it a little bit. He's getting older. I mean, and you take him on a lot of walks, and that's wonderful. Yeah. But it's also, hey, it's just like us. Sometimes I'm 67 years old. Sometimes I get up, I got to stand there for a second before I can go, right? Yeah. Before I can start moving. It's just what happens. And the same thing happens with them. So we want to try to keep them comfortable by giving them all the lubrication we can.
Okay. What about mushroom recommendation for UTIs?
Human or dog?
I don't know. I would assume it's dog or cat.
Either way, Coriolis versicolor. Get as much Coriolis versicolor mushroom into the system as possible, as quickly as possible, because the immune system is what fights
Okay.
infections.
Okay. Want your website? Okay, again, you're on the YouTube side. I'm gonna re-put it in there.
And while you're doing that, there is a woman who is asking about dog and cat parasites, and she doesn't want to get a prescription. She doesn't want the drugs. You know, the immune system is so amazing. If it's strong enough, it has the ability to rid the body of foreign invaders. Kristen, tell the story of the little girl.
Yeah, parasites, worms, all types of things. We had a little girl that only 4 years old, and her poor little stomach was so distended. It was just huge, and she wasn't using the restroom, and it just was staying inside of her system to the point where she just stopped eating because she couldn't fit any more in there. And then finally, we actually started giving her the gummies. We have 100% natural gummies for children, and she had 2 of those gummies, and the next day, she actually threw up, which was good because her body needed to purge what was stuck inside of it. And she also, sorry to get graphic, but had a bowel movement that filled the entire toilet. And so they were like, oh my goodness, all that stuff had been stuck in her for so long. So she continued to take the gummies. They went down to 1 a day after that first thing. 4 days later, she had another huge bowel movement, and this one was full of parasites and worms.
Yeah.
Somehow, they don't know where it came from, or none of the rest of the family had it. She had eaten something that was full of parasites and worms, and they literally created like a colony inside of her body, and her own body was able to purge it out and
Now,
get
I will
rid of
say
all
this:
of it.
I do take ivermectin frequently, and ivermectin is basically used for dewormers. It is a 100% safe medicine.
Absolutely.
I've never had any issues, so don't be concerned about.
No.
Mushroom supplements are always good, but yeah, you could also.
No, I would do a combination. I mean, why not throw everything at it?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Throw everything at it. Douglas asks, my wife's diabetic. Which mushrooms would be good for her? We covered that earlier, but let's go back over it again. Those 3:
green, red, and blue.
Green, red, and blue, and stay with the recommended dosage on the blue and the red, but you can double it or on the green. So absolutely.
Which is 1 capsule or tablet for every 50 pounds. That's the recommended amount.
1 for each 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Greg found it. Is there a way to get consulting for human issues? I put a link in there. It's the email at the bottom of the crawl at the bottom of the screen, MikeBarapets@gmail.com. You can consult with Diana. She's really good at that. Patty has dog gum issues despite daily brushing. Post RV, she'll have a full vet teeth cleaning. But until then, what's the best thing for teeth health?
Yeah, I would definitely get the special sauce. First of all, their own immune system needs to fight whatever disease or infections are happening inside of the mouth. And then they also need those minerals. When they're not getting the minerals that they need, it affects everything in their body, their organs, how their organs are functioning, their skin and coat, what their fur looks like, feels like, whether it's brittle or coarse, or if it's soft or shiny. That usually means they're getting a lot of the minerals they need. Is their color dull? Are they losing color in their fur? Those are all things to look for. So I recommend definitely the special sauce.
And then if you want to send me an email, I can also send you a product that can go into water. It's not one of our products, but I can send you a link that is recommended by the Dental Association for Dogs of Holistic Vets that helps keep the plaque off. You also want to be very careful about doing a full vet cleaning. They have to put them under anesthesia for that, and it's really tough. But I've got some stuff I can recommend you to go.
I had a kitty years ago, like 2003. They put her under. They didn't check her heart rate. She had a heart problem. They didn't give her enough oxygen. She came back blind and with seizures. She only lasted about another year and a half. It was it sucked.
Not uncommon, Mike. I hear it all the time.
Yeah. Okay, Tony is on Twitter X at the TNT team. So look that up if you want.
And Michael is asking if we can get mush puppies in the UK. We ship to 29 countries. Not all countries you can have every product, but if you just go to the website and up in the right-hand corner, you'll see an American flag. Click on that flag and then go to the UK and click on their flag, and it'll tell you everything that's available in the UK.
Yeah, right here. If you see on my screen, I don't know, can you see it?
Yeah,
you can see the American flag up there. Just click on that.
Click on that and go down. Go down to whatever country. Those are all the countries we ship to.
Okay. I don't know where the United Kingdom is. I missed Britain. Maybe it's Britain. No, I don't see you on the list, but you're in there. They got to be in there.
Right? It's in there.
All right. I don't know. It's in there somewhere. Hungary. We can ship to Hungary, the old country. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, United Kingdom.
There it is. I'm sure it's there.
There it is.
And then all the products that we can ship into that country will be available on that website. And they calculate all the tariffs, all the shipping, everything's calculated right there for you so you can see before you purchase.
Tariffs are a bigger deal now than they used to be. It's Tariff Tuesday or Tariff Friday today.
Yeah.
All right. One last question, and then we'll let you guys go. I would like to give my cats and dogs something for parasites. Oh, is this what we talked about earlier?
Yeah, we just talked about that. Yep, exactly.
All right. So, all right, guys, the website is mikebarapets.com. You can go there and see all the stuff and get information. And if you want to consult with Diana, you can just contact her directly, mikebarapets@gmail.com for consulting. And what does your t-shirt say, Kristen, today?
Your shirt. What's your shirt say, Kristen?
Be a voice for those who don't have one. Hats. All right. Well, we always like to see. Kristen's always wearing, fun t-shirts.
I don't have a fun
Mine
t-shirt.
is Solar Warden enlist now in the fight against the Arcturian tyranny on Mars. It's an episode of the Y-Files I helped write.
Well, I'm in Twinsburg, which is the land of twins. So this is where they have the twin convention every year. I thought of you when I saw this cup.
Yeah. Because I am a twin, but I'm not going to the twin convention.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the Mushroom Ladies, Diana and Kristen. You guys are doing great work out there. And get to the website, consult with Diana. We appreciate each and every one of you. And come to the Alien event, Las Vegas, if you want to meet these ladies in person, or at least one of them. Hopefully Kristen shows up. And we'll talk to you again next time, guys. We'll be back in a few weeks. Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you.